Okay, hello everyone, I'm Jibobby. You all read the title, how to do line weight and shading. So we're going to start with the basics, and with the basics, basically we're going to start with the can, alright? The can is one of the best ways to explain it, okay? So here we got the can, and let's say it's on a surface, alright? That is not a good surface. There we go, let's say it's on the surface, alright? The surface. And we're gonna ink this, okay? So, the way I'm going to ink this with a Sharpie, line weight is a kind of shading, right? It's a different way of shading. So, here, the light is over here, right? Let's say this is the light. And since this whole thing is facing away, there's gonna be a lot of line weight, all right? For example, let me show you an example of what line weight even is. So, this over here is a lot of line weight. This is very little line weight, right? So this is closer to the light than this, okay? And if you don't understand that, you will. So you will after. But anyway, this as well is going to be shaded in since it's facing away from the light as well. So we're adding more line weight onto this part. Then here as well, and as it's getting closer to the light source, the line is going to get thinner and thinner, all right? It's gonna get thinner and thinner until you're there where you won't even be able to see it anymore, okay? That's pretty much how it works. That's pretty much the basic way of how you would do line weight. Same thing here, over here, and as it's getting closer, right there, and it's gonna go like this. Okay, so like that, right? Then we're gonna draw this part up here, okay? So if we have the light source, which is also coming down here, which we also gotta think about, it's gonna stop even earlier. It's gonna stop at about here before it starts getting smaller and smaller. The line weight is getting smaller until you can pretty much not even see it anymore, okay? Because let me show you an example. Let's say if my fist right here is getting directed by the light source, you can see on this part of the fist right here, you can barely see the skin. That when there isn't that much light, you can actually see part of it, right? It's the same concept here. Over here, since here it's facing completely away from the light source, the line will be super thick. But here, since you can't really see it in these parts, but it's literally right next to the light source, you won't be able to see it, okay? That's pretty much the whole basis of line weight. I'm gonna show you another example here. So this whole part is pretty much gonna be almost shaded in, all right? This, we're gonna connect like that. And that whole thing is gonna be shaded in like this, all right? Always start with the basics, and these are the basics, right? Like that, right? That'll be pretty much, this is probably the most that we can make it three-dimensional while inking. Then over here as well, this is also facing away from the light source, so we are shading this part in as well. Okay, we're gonna be shading in that whole thing. Okay, so as you can see, pretty simple stuff. Okay, pretty simple stuff. This is the most basic way you can do that. This whole thing here as well, it's going to be shaded in, but since we can't see the other side, we're just going to have to thicken up the lines, right? If you can't see the other side, just thicken up the line. Over here, we're going to keep it the same, but over here, it's facing a lot more away from the light source. So we're going to draw like that, all right? And look, it looks a lot more three-dimensional adding line weight than if you're here and don't add any line weight, okay? Look at how two-dimensional that looks compared to this, right? If you don't add any line weight and you just add this shading part, look at how two-dimensional that looks compared to this, where we actually added a lot of line weight, right? So don't do this. Do this. Okay, so let that sink in. Just practice this every time you make a drawing. Now, right now, I am going to give you a more complex way. So I'm gonna go into my computer and search up a muscle, right? Any muscle, okay? And let's do Batman's muscle, all right? I feel like Batman's muscle is a pretty good example for this tutorial. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna do the same thing with the muscle. So we're gonna draw a very quick Batman muscle, right? So this. Like that. And this goes like this. Okay. This part you don't really want to see it yet. And this is gonna go like this. Okay. It's gonna go all the way down. Basically just sketching this thing very quickly. Okay, so here we got our muscle, okay? And let's say that the light source is going to be here, okay? Whoops, actually let's draw that part with things. Let's say this is where the light source is going, okay? Let's say this is our light source. So, how are we gonna do this? So, first I like to start with the shaded area. So, the shaded areas, for example, this whole thing will be 100% the thickest part of lightweight, right? Over here with line weight as well. This thing over here, and like that as well, okay? So, right, that is for now. And this part, we're gonna go up as well, okay? Up here, it's gonna go like this. And now that we're getting closer to the line weight, we're gonna make this less thick, all right? Less and less until you are in the light source, all right? And basically we're just gonna start adding very thin lines over here until you make it at about here, where you start adding line weight again. And a bit less. As you're getting closer down, you start adding even more, okay? So like that. And just by adding line weight, I wouldn't advise you to just add line weight, all right? Shading is equally as important, okay? Let's just add this for a Batman muscle, okay? Yeah, something like that could work. Now, let's keep adding more detail into this. So, let's say, okay, so the light is hitting here, okay? So this and that is going to be light, all right? And the rest is going to be shaded. So don't just add line weight and no shading, because shading is equally as important as line weight, especially in comic art, okay? So let's say we got this here, all right? Now we're gonna add detail to even more parts. So over here, this facing away, so we're gonna shade that part in. Let's see what else over here as well. All right. Also add line weight, even not just when you're inking, but in general, just add line weight to everything. Here as well, you see, and now as you can see, the whole thing is actually coming into place now. Right there, you know, just. We're still just adding more and more. So you can't explain it any simpler than this, okay? This is basically a Batman muscle, all right? So we're gonna add the quick cape. The cape part is over there. This goes like this. Here's gonna be the head, and then the rest is gonna go there, all right? So something like that. And we're basically just adding the rest. Okay, so something like that, you know? And we're just gonna focus on the muscle. So forget about this, all right? Just forget about this part. Just focus on the muscle here, all right? So we're gonna keep adding more detail onto this. So for example, let's get a micron pen, all right? Or any pen, doesn't even matter what pen. And we're gonna keep I'm gonna keep giving you examples. All right, so here, over here as well, we're just adding even more, shading this part in as well. So like that, over here as well, over there. Here's also gonna be shaded, you know, just keep adding different lines, right? So this is how you gotta do it, all right? Let me show you what not to do. An example of what not to do is just keeping the line weight the exact same all the way through, okay? Something like that, for example. All right, look at how bland that looks already. Compared, so look at how bland this is compared to this. Same thing here. Look at how bland that is compared to that. It's the exact same thing. This, do it. This, do not. Okay? So, that's a quick tutorial on how to do line weights. Basically, what's facing away from the light, you gotta add more line weight. And basically, what's not facing away from the light, basically the closest to the light, the closer you get to the light source, then the thinner the line gets. For example, there's the light source, all right? And then let's say you're here, okay? That's gonna be shaded in, all right? That's gonna be line weight. Over here, barely, okay? Here again. Alright, so I think you all get it, the idea. I hope you all did enjoy this video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications. So yeah, basically just repeat this over and over again until you understand, alright? Just repeat this over and over again until you really understand how to do this perfectly. But anyway, I hope you all did enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.